Okay, hello and welcome back to these cooking videos. This is the third in the series. So I'm going to show how to make a beef stir fry. In this one I'm using pre-prepared vegetables, but I can also make it with not prepared vegetables. So I get the whole peppers, whole onions. Usually I don't really mind in my stir fry whether I use red onions or white onions, but I think red onions somehow mix better in a stir fry with the beef. Tastes a lot fresher and nicer, especially with the peppers, the fresh peppers. It's a very good mix. I don't add like soy sauce or anything like that. You can add bamboo shoots, I do sometimes, and chestnuts, sliced chestnuts. You can add many different things. It's the beauty of a stir fry. You can just throw basically anything you want into it and mix and match. This is just a very simplified, very easy. This is the easiest stir fry that you can make, in my opinion, with pre-prepared vegetables. I don't know if these are available to you, but if they're not, it's very simple to chop up an onion, very simple to chop up a pepper, or mixed peppers, or get a bag of mixed peppers. And also the rice, it's pre-prepared. So first things first, you get a wok. Obviously you need a wok for a stir fry. And then we have our mixed vegetables. We've got red onions and mixed peppers, very simple. And this here is beef in black bean sauce. So this already has the sauce on it. You can add black bean sauce, you can add soy sauce, you can add, I don't really use soy sauce because I'm trying to avoid soy. Obviously I'm not a soy boy. I don't want to be that. And the brown rice, obviously. Then we turn the cooker on, obviously number 6, the highest setting to get it heated up. So turn that up to number 6 on your stove. Make sure it's hot enough. So you get the pan nice and hot first of all. Then we've got our ingredients set up, and first thing you want to do is add some olive oil to the pan to cook in. That's what I do, some nice extra virgin olive oil. So I add a good amount because it's extra calories, and it's not going to burn with a stir fry because you're not cooking, you're cooking wet stuff. It's not dry stuff like a piece of meat. I know there is meat there, but it's very wet with the sauce and everything. So there I've got a mix of peppers as well, and onions and some other vegetables. So it's a good mix, but you might not be able to get that. You might have to prepare that yourself. Just chop up some beef, it's pretty simple. Chop up some vegetables, use the black bean sauce, you can get that in a jar. Add stir fry, you can get stir fry sauces, different sauces to use, but I do like the black bean sauce, especially with beef. It is perfect with beef, black bean sauce. And you can actually use whole black beans as well. Yeah, that spatula's looking like it's seen better days, but use that. Obviously use a wooden spatula for a stir fry. Break it up in the pan, make sure it's nice and even. Cooking the meat first with the black bean sauce and the mixed peppers and onions, and scallions I think are in there too. So it's a good mix. Already that would be enough, but I like quite a lot of vegetables, so I add the extra vegetables. You just want to break it up a bit. At this point, you might want to turn it down slightly. You don't want it burning, obviously, so turn it down a couple of notches to 4 or 3. Just let it simmer, and at this point you should put a lid on. I stir it a bit more extra here just to get nice and evenly cooked. Obviously I got quite a lot of nice beef there. You don't want beef that's too tough. So just make sure you get nice tender beef. If you get too tough beef, I'm chewing it for ages. I've had that before where it's been too tough and I'm chewing it and chewing it and chewing it, and you just can't chew it enough. It's just like swallowing rubber or something, and I always spit it out. I cannot physically swallow that, so I put the wok lid on here and let it simmer for a while, and that'll spread the heat, spread the steam, and the steam will cook the top of the meat as well, and the vegetables. So just leave that for a couple of minutes, and in the meantime, cut up in your bag of vegetables and put the rice on for 2 minutes. And this is mixed peppers and onions. Pretty simple. I only use half a bag of this because a full bag would be way too much. If you don't have access to this, again, you know, you can cut up your vegetables. It's just a very simple and easy way to do it. Obviously, if you have access to stuff like this, you can get a bag of pre-prepared vegetables. I know it's more expensive, but it is more convenient, certainly. If you want to save, you know, sometimes you want to save money and you buy the whole peppers, the whole onions, and you don't end up using them anyway. So if you buy it this way, at least you end up using it, and it doesn't go to waste. That's the worst thing, is letting things go to waste. So at least this way it saves time, and more than likely you're not going to waste it. So put on the brown rice here into the microwave for 2 minutes while the meat is cooking in the wok. Yep. So put it on for 2 minutes. Simple enough, you know. You tear open the bag, you break up the rice in the bag, and make a hole about 1 to 2 centimeters, you know, just for the air to escape when it's cooking. And close the door, put it on for 2 minutes, and in the meantime, just open the bag of vegetables. After about a good couple of minutes of the meat cooking, you can add your vegetables. So just add your vegetables in. I had half a bag here, so I had quite a lot of vegetables. I like it, makes it taste nice and fresh and crunchy. You don't want to overcook your vegetables, obviously, so you want to make sure they're still crispy, but nice and mixed in, and the juices are coming out and mixing with the meat. That's the best thing. And you want those juices to mix in with the rice as well. You know, once those vegetables are thrown in there, you want to put the lid back on and let it simmer for a while longer. First of all, you stir up the vegetables into the mix, get the sauce around them, get the flavour around the beef, you know, break them up a bit if they're too large. Just stir it up nicely and make sure nothing's sticking or burning. And then once the rice is done, you can add that to the mix, and the rice will also soak up the juices and the flavour. The juices from the onion, the beef, the juice from the sauce, obviously the black bean sauce, and the juice from the peppers. Makes it taste like nice and fresh and light. Nothing too heavy here. This is a nice light stir fry, but with plenty of vegetables, with plenty of beef, with plenty of rice. So you're getting a good portion. This is like if you're eating like me for 2 meals a day, you have to get the calories in work and make it count. So I get plenty of meat, I get plenty of vegetables, I get plenty of carbohydrates in the form of brown rice here, and fat as well from the olive oil. So open the bag of rice, same as always, turn it off, and then let the vegetables simmer for a while. You know, once those are simmered and nice and mixed in with the beef, you stir it a bit more. As you can see here, it's starting to soften a bit. You don't want it too soft, just nice and slightly softened. So yeah, once the vegetables are nice and soft, you add in the rice. Same way as always, just pour it straight in from the bag. If you have pre-cooked rice, it's the same thing, you know. You want to pre-cook the rice obviously before you add it to your stir fry. You know, this is like microwave rice, brown rice I use, so you just pour it straight in from the bag. If you have it in a pot, just pour it straight in from the pot, but obviously cook the rice beforehand. So this is cooked beforehand, and just add it in. We're just adding it in to soak up the flavour now, and soak up the juice, and you know, give us the carbs we need also for energy. So we add that into the mix and stir it around. Make sure it soaks up all those lovely juices of the vegetables, of the onions, of the peppers, of the beef, and the black bean sauce, and the olive oil as well. And then you can put the lid back on for a minute or so and let it simmer and soak up all those nice flavors. And you really want the flavors to soak up into the rice, and for the rice to soak up all the nice juices that are in the wok. Let it simmer for a minute or so, and while we're doing that, what can we do? We can clean up. So that's what I do. I do the dishes, I clean up, I dry up, I clear everything away, I wipe up any mess that I've made, and a stitch in time saves 9, you know. So whilst that's going on, we can clear up, we can tidy up, we can sort out any mess, and then we turn the cooker off at this point. while the rice and the vegetables are still simmering, and you can see it's nicely mixed together there. So it's nicely mixed together there, and it's soaked up all the flavors. You know, you can see the wetness is, it's still quite wet, but it's nice and soaked into the rice. All the juices, all that flavor is held within the rice, within the beef. You've got that nice fresh flavorful taste, and the peppers and the onions aren't too overcooked. They still have a crunch to them, but not too much. You know, it's nice and soft, and the texture's all mixed together. So once that is done, you have your plate beside the wok set up, and you can also turn on the cooker to number 1, which is what I do sometimes to heat the plate up to keep it nice and warm. Wipe up, tidy up obviously. Meantime, letting that simmer, letting that soak up the flavor still for a little while. While you tidy up, you can keep it there in the wok for a good 5 minutes if you want to soak up even more, but make sure the temperature is turned off. I have the cooker is turned off at this point. I'm washing up, you can see I'm putting stuff away. I've washed up the implement that I used, the wooden spatula that I used to stir the wok with. I don't need that anymore because I can pour the stir fry out from the pan onto the plate. And I'm just continuing to wash up here at this point, and letting this flavor still soak up into the rice, letting it sit there with the steam, with the lid on obviously, so the steam is going back and round and into the rice and soaking in all that flavor and locking in all that flavor. So I'll let that simmer for a good couple of minutes, and then once I'm done with cleaning up, I can, you know, so it's perfect. I just clean up. It's saving me time by doing that. Meantime, that's soaking up all those nice flavors, and once that's done, I can remove the lid and pour it out onto a plate from the pan, from the wok directly. It goes out of focus here, unfortunately. That's just great timing. Yeah, I couldn't obviously help that. That is very unfortunate. Oh, it's coming back into focus nearly, not quite. That's very annoying. I do apologize about that. Quite unfortunate. And then I wash the wok, let it sit on a plate. Some people let it sit for a minute, so it's a good idea to wash the wok and dry it. So I'm just making it presentable now, and here you can see the finished product on a plate. Looks very good, very healthy. Plenty of vegetables, plenty of onions, plenty of mixed peppers, nice red and greens. You can see the beef, plenty of beef as well. A nice mix of everything, and it looks like the perfect ratio of everything. It's like the perfect ratio of rice, beef, sauce, vegetables, onions, peppers. The perfect ratio. I think it pretty much aced it here on the ratios. So now we're just gonna try a little bit of it and see what it tastes like. And spoiler, it tasted pretty amazing and very fresh and refreshing and not heavy. It tasted very light and airy and just beautiful, and all those flavors soaked into the rice and the beef. So we're taking a nice, oh, it fell off the floor. trying to get a good bite of it.
So simple.
Tastes very nice, obviously. Get a bit
So
of
easy.
that pepper in.
So good, and the vegetables are still crunchy. That's how you want it. You don't want them too soggy, but just done enough so they're hot and cooked. Perfect. Absolute perfection. So simple.
So that's about it for this recipe. Very simple, very effective. Another easy meal you can make. And the beef is amazing in this. Like if you get it marinated, you know, marinated beef is so good, especially in that black bean sauce. I think beef works best with that sauce, so highly recommend it. So there you go. That's our beef stir fry in black bean sauce with onions and peppers and brown rice. So that is a simple meal and a very effective meal. Okay, that's the third meal done and dusted. So hopefully you enjoyed this series. If you want to see more cooking videos, just leave it in the comments below what meal you want to see me make, that I make, you know, or any other suggestions, I'm open to, as long as I can source the ingredients. Nothing too complicated. I want to, easy meals is mostly what I make. I do make steaks. I cook steaks. I cook eggs. Eggs. If you want to see eggs, bacon, it's another simple meal, but like a fry, eggs, bacon, and sausages, and a typical Irish fry or something like that. But I usually make it with beans on toast and bacon and eggs. That's pretty simple though. That's kind of, anybody could make that, I think, but I'm sure there's other meals that I can make, and if you have any suggestions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Till the next time, stay safe, stay positive, and peace out, and goodbye for now. So just want to say a quick thank you to all my Patreons. We've got Pontus, thank you Pontus. We've got Stadium Arcadium, thank you Stadium Arcadium. We've got Nolan, thank you Nolan. Mark, thank you Mark. Annie Quintac, thank you Annie. Thank you all very much for your support, and I'll keep trying to make good content. And once again, till next time, stay safe, stay positive, and peace out, and goodbye for now.